LeBron James could be one decision away from destroying his own GOAT legacy, because if the Lakers superstar joins the Philadelphia 76ers and becomes a fourth option behind Joel Embiid, the greatest debate in basketball history may never look the same again.
My problem is more so with LeBron is if you are the greatest player, if people are saying you are the greatest player, or if people are saying Michael Jordan is the greatest player, why do you need to say it?
Right.
Michael Jordan has never, ever said he's the greatest player to ever play the game. Why? He's respected all the other players before him. So for LeBron to say that, he's sort of pulling himself out of it, because you can't say you're the greatest player. You have to allow your peers in the world to say that.
If LeBron goes to Philly, it takes him totally out the GOAT debate.
Okay.
Why
So,
that?
question, does that change for any team he goes to or no?
Well, no player that we consider that's been in the GOAT debate has been a fourth option. No, seriously.
Okay.
Like Jordan, even when he went to the Wizards, was still the first option.
Sure.
Kareem was second option. With Magic.
Yeah.
Like when we start having these debates about the GOAT, and we say, well, you know, Philly won a championship, but he was fourth option. He has 5 rings, but fourth, fifth option. Like, so it'll do something to his legacy. I really believe that. Like, GOAT didn't take back seat to nobody that wasn't considered a GOAT themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. But
You
I
understand? Like,
think
Magic
this-
was considered like a GOAT.
Yeah, for sure.
To
For
Kareem.
Yeah. I mean, we think
like-
Magic is one of the greatest players, top 5.
Yeah, and like, think about who do we talk about? Like, if we put GOAT, like, who's been like, like if you say Kobe's a GOAT, he's only been a second fiddle. He's never been less than that.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
like when we start having these conversations, it's just like yeah, but he won his 5th championship as a fourth option. So
I don't think it gives him points, but I don't think it makes him lose points on that.
I think it makes him lose points. It really does. Because like now the argument is over.
So you saying you don't look him in the same breath as a Kareem and a Magic if he goes to Philadelphia and plays with Joel Embiid?
Yeah, absolutely, and wins a chip, because none of these guys have never settled for less than first or second fiddle.
Sure.
Like, this is the GOAT debate we're talking about. Russell was 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Kareem was 1 or 2. Magic was 1 or 2 whole career. Jordan's never been a second option.
I think there's
You
some
understand?
exception when
Yeah,
you
but he's the first option at 40 on a team that won like 40 games.
Where? What team?
The Wizards. They were like a 500
It doesn't
team
matter. He was
barely.
still first
They
option.
won a championship.
So,
level
again,
Still,
this is what I
he
would
was still the first option.
This is what I'm saying.
He said, I don't care where I go. I'm the first option, and that's no debate.
there's
about this.
there's gotta be an exception for a guy in year 24.
No,
like
let's not move the goalposts.
I'm not saying it
We
changes.
do not do that.
I'm not saying
Can
it
we
gives him
not do
GOAT.
that? But like
I don't think it takes
Danny,
away though. I think it just
the
keeps it where it's at.
argument, like the only, like it just puts us back to saying, hey, he's only going to be able to lean on the statistics. Like, you know, and the statistics, they're loud. His GOAT debate,
It's pretty good statistics.
his statistics
very
are
good.
very loud for GOAT. But then, like when you start, we dissect GOAT
Yeah.
debate. When you start really dissecting it, that's going to be like a
For sure.
asterisk.
I think that's for
in the
more
argument. You
Would
know what I'm
wouldn't
saying?
it be a third option on the Cavaliers, who we've said on the show that we really want to
That's
see
what I'm saying.
him play
Anywhere he
for?
goes, I feel like he'll be a third, a
He's
fourth option.
45
About to be
years
42 years old.
That's why it's time to retire.
LeBron James may be facing the biggest decision of his legendary career, because one move could either complete his story or create the biggest argument against his GOAT legacy. If LeBron joins the Philadelphia 76ers and becomes a fourth option behind Joel Embiid, some believe the greatest debate in basketball history could completely change. Not because LeBron stops being great, not because his numbers disappear. The statistics are already historic. 4 championships, 4 MVP awards, a career filled with records that may never be broken. But the GOAT debate has always been about more than numbers. It is about dominance. It is about responsibility. It is about whether the greatest player in basketball history was always the player carrying the pressure. And now critics are asking, can LeBron still be considered the greatest ever if he chooses to become a supporting piece? Because no matter what happens, his final chapter will be judged differently. And the reason starts with the biggest name in basketball history. The argument always comes back to Michael Jordan. Jordan never had to announce that he was the greatest. He let the world decide. And that is exactly where some critics challenge LeBron. Their argument? If you are truly the greatest player ever, you cannot step away from being the main guy. Look at the history. Jordan was never a second option. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar remained a superstar next to Magic Johnson. Magic was still one of the greatest players on those Lakers championship teams. Kobe Bryant became the clear #1 option during his championship runs. The pattern is clear. The legends in the GOAT conversation were always the foundation. They were always the players teams depended on. That is why Philadelphia creates such a controversial debate. Because winning another championship may not be enough. The question becomes, how did LeBron win it? Imagine LeBron joins Philadelphia. Joel Embiid stays healthy. The 76ers finally break through and win the championship. On paper, it sounds like the perfect ending. Another ring. Another historic achievement. But critics believe the conversation would immediately change. People would ask, was LeBron the leader? Was he the best player? Or was he simply the final piece? And that is where the GOAT debate becomes complicated. Because championships are remembered differently depending on the role a player had. However, there is another side. LeBron could be entering his 24th NBA season. He could be close to 42 years old. Maybe adapting is not weakness. Maybe the ability to evolve after 2 decades is another example of greatness. And if the goal is simply winning, Philadelphia has a powerful argument. Especially because one respected NBA mind believes LeBron could push them over the top. Bob Myers knows what championship basketball looks like. He helped build the Golden State Warriors dynasty, the team that won 4 championships with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Myers understands that titles require more than talent. They require experience, leadership, and players who know how to win under pressure. That is why his belief in LeBron joining Philadelphia is powerful. The idea is simple. A healthy Joel Embiid plus LeBron James could instantly create one of the most dangerous teams in the Eastern Conference. Because when the playoffs arrive, the game slows down. And nobody understands playoff control better than LeBron. He controls the pace. He reads defenses. He creates the biggest moments. But there is one major question: Joel Embiid's health. Because everything depends on whether Philadelphia's superstar can stay on the court. And that leads to another possible destination, a place where LeBron already knows how to win: Miami. For many people, Miami remains the most natural fit, not only because of basketball, but because of legacy. LeBron already knows what Miami represents: a championship culture, high expectations, a franchise built around winning. Supporters believe Miami gives LeBron exactly what he needs at this stage: the freedom to control games, the ability to facilitate, the chance to choose when he takes over. With players like Bam Adebayo and the possibility of adding more elite talent, Miami represents the idea of a perfect farewell. Because when legends reach the end, the question is not only, where can they win? The question is, how do they want to be remembered? While fans debate, while analysts argue. The biggest possibility is that LeBron James already knows what comes next. Superstars talk before moves happen. They understand the league before the public does. The conversations may already be happening behind closed doors. Because this decision is bigger than basketball. It is about the final image of one of the greatest careers ever. Will LeBron chase another championship as the main force? Will he accept a smaller role to add another ring? Or will he choose the perfect ending in Miami? One thing is certain. LeBron James is not just choosing his next team. He is choosing how history will remember him. And that decision could define the GOAT debate forever.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.